What's up gamers, DreamcastGuy here, and this weekend we had quite an interesting little event take place that is both super epic and also a little bit sad. Marc Laidlaw was the original writer of Half-Life and Half-Life 2. He's considered to be the amazing talent that breathed life into this world, despite the fact that as a main character who doesn't really talk much. He is an incredibly talented writer, and because of it, we love him. But eventually, something must have went wrong inside of Valve, because randomly he left. He just dropped the company for unknown reasons, and it kind of left all of us reeling. This meant that basically we would never see a Half-Life 3, and that left a lot of us feeling sad. But now, we got something, well, completely out of nowhere. This weekend, he tweeted out what he considered fan fiction, a story about a woman named Gertie Freemont going on an adventure to the Antarctic. Well, this is very clearly the freaking script outline for Half-Life Episode 3. If you remember, there was multiple episodes planned for Half-Life Episode 2. We got Episodes 1 and 2, and they were both really cool, but it all ended with a cliffhanger ending. We didn't really have the answers we so badly craved. What happens after the explosion? What does all of this mean? Can the Combine be stopped? Well, with this, we actually have our answers. You know what really struck me the most, though, is that the writing is just exceptional. This story could seriously be its own book, and it would have sold millions of copies. Now, the thing he posted is actually sort of in a code. He switched around names, genders, and locations. So what I did is I actually went in and kind of unwound the mystery. So this is actually the official script as far as we know for Half-Life Episode 3. This is what the game would have been. If you see me looking down for this part, it's because I actually have a bunch of notes here out of the camera, because this is just so cool, I don't want to get a single detail incorrect. So Gordon and Alyx are working together, and they hear stories about this ship called the Borealis, something that was built by Aperture Science. You know, the company from Portal. I absolutely love Portal, so this is such a cool tie-in. Well, apparently, the Borealis had some sort of teleportation technology built into it. They think that this could be a very unique weapon, so they decide that they're going to track it down, but unfortunately, it's down in Antarctica. Getting there is an incredible task, but when they finally find it and get on board, they discover that the teleportation technology doesn't work quite how they expect, and it ends up making them go through time. Yes, that's right, they start skipping around, which causes what they consider a ghosting effect. Apparently, timelines start overlapping, and they start running into all sorts of monsters they have to fight, and even other versions of themselves. Other Gordon Freemans and other Alyxes that are, I don't know, doing their own missions or on their own task, which is so incredible to think about. So once they manage to actually get control of the vessel, they're like, okay, this is our opportunity to stop the Combine once and for all. So they set it on autopilot so that it'll automatically crash into the mothership headquarters, wiping out all these invading aliens once and for all, and basically saving humanity. There's just one problem. While they're trying to drive it, Gordon knows that he can't escape. He decides that he's going to stay with the vessel, and Alyx fights him for it. Well, suddenly, G-Man opens up a portal, goes in there, grabs Alyx, and takes her away. And we think, oh no, it looks like Mr. Freeman is finally going to meet his unfortunate demise, when suddenly, the Vortigons randomly show up and rescue him too. Then the final shot is of the vessel appearing in the correct timeline, in the correct place, and self-destructing and wiping out all the Combine once and for all. The mothership is dead, all the creatures are gone, and we're all able to live happily ever after. Now, the reason this is so cool to me is just the fact that this opens up so many new pathways. Now, I always loved Half-Life because of the idea of technology being used so naturally. It's a world in which everybody is just so technologically advanced it's not even impressive to them anymore. He has this giant gravity gun that lets him smash apart boxes or move entire cars, and that's just uninteresting to them. So I like the idea of introducing time travel into this universe. We could have had all these extra side stories that took us to different parts of time, taken us to different time periods, had us solve puzzles or figure out problems with other alien races in millions of years in the future, millions of years in the past. That would have been so incredible. But there is a very sharp downside to all this. At the very end of this strange post made by Marc Laidlaw, it's all written like a letter, and the bottom of the letter is a special message very clearly meant for us, the fans, telling us that, well, Valve isn't what we used to think it was. The conclusion to his piece of fanfiction ends with this. And here we are. I spoke of my return to this shore. It's been a circuitous path to lands I once knew, and surprising to see how much the terrain has changed. Enough time has passed that few remember me, or what I was saying when I last spoke, or what precisely we hope to accomplish. At this point, the resistance will have failed or succeeded, no thanks to me. Old friends have been silenced or fallen by the wayside. I no longer know or recognize most members of the research team, though I believe the spirit of rebellion still persists. I expect you know better than I the appropriate course of action, and I leave you to it. Expect no further correspondence from me regarding these matters. This is my final epistle. People in the Half-Life community have been debating what the true meaning of this message is, and really, I think it's the fact that he's warning us that Valve is not the company we once loved. Things have changed. A lot of times they talk about the fact that this company is all about choosing the projects you want. There's actually even legends that every single desk in the entire company is on wheels, and if you get tired of working on a certain game or a certain thing, you just wheel into a different room and begin working on a different project. But that doesn't really seem true anymore. So many people were absolutely passionate and driven, obsessively almost, to finish Half-Life 3, or Episode 3, and now they're still not done. Many of the people who are driving towards it the hardest are gone. Marc Laidlaw clearly was pushed to leave. Maybe not fired, maybe not even encouraged to leave, but personally, his own passions took him to other shores. That's kind of sad to think about, because I love what Half-Life 3 was, and even more importantly, I am a die-hard fanatic for Portal. The idea of finally getting a Portal 3 would have been amazing, but it seems like maybe Valve is no longer the home for ideas like that. It's kind of crushing in a way, but I think that's just the way things are going. They're a franchise and a company that makes billions of dollars a year just running Steam and Dota. They don't need to make this stuff. They don't need us to be happy, but it'd sure be great if we could still get it. Well guys, what do you think about it? Are you still hoping that somehow we'll get a Half-Life 3? Let me know in the comments down below. Would you rather have a Portal 3 or a Left 4 Dead 3? Personally, those sound a lot more fun to me, but tell me your thoughts in the comments down below. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, share with your friends, and subscribe if you haven't already. But do me the biggest favor of all and keep dreaming. I cannot freaking believe I am making a video about Half-Life 3. That is just, it's nuts. What a time to be alive. Oh, hey, I was just playing a little bit of Grand Theft Auto on my Darth Vader PSP. Are you curious what I'm going to come out with next? Well, if you click this button, you'll be subscribed to be the first to know. Also, if you click over here and here, you can see my latest review and my latest top 10. I promise, it was super good. Or it was really bad and I'm sure you can just make fun of me in the comments. Either way, it'll be a lot of fun. Thanks so much for watching.